Hey guys, this is Ashley I.
And Ben with the Almost Famous podcast. We have such a fun episode with some of your Bachelor favorites, thanks to Gap Home. Here's a little glimpse of our conversation with Peyton and Chris Lampton.
We've seen a lot that people turn their backyards into kind of like an oasis where they can sit out there entertaining, have dinner, and then afterwards sit by a fire pit and have a glass of wine.
This episode was brought to you by Gap Home. We know you love their clothes, but guess what? Gap's first ever home line is now sold exclusively online at Walmart. Shop at walmart.com/Gap Home.
It's Rock Auto. All the parts your car or truck will ever need. They want to help you. Two goals in mind. Give you direct access to all the parts information hidden in the computers and catalogs behind the parts store counter. Second, they want to make those parts affordable. They offer reliably low prices. At rockauto.com, choose the part brands, prices, features you want anytime. They're there for you 24/7. rockauto.com. Parts delivered directly to your home or office. You don't waste the time phoning, driving, waiting in lines. Make sure you tell them we sent you. rockauto.com.
It's time to upgrade your fantasy football league for free. Welcome to Sleeper, a modern commissioner-friendly platform where you and your friends can customize your fantasy league with ease. Sleeper's drafts allow you to start anytime, pause, and undo any pick. Sleeper is fast with instant live scoring. It's flexible. Managers can do multi-team trades, and Sleeper is social. Its built-in league chat lets you comment on the latest pickups, trades, and top weekly performers. Download Sleeper from the app or Google Play Store and switch your league over.
You are listening to the Dan Patrick Show on Fox Sports Radio.
Oh, it's a Thursday here. Not just an ordinary Thursday, because our grill master from Traeger, Chad, is out there whipping up a batch of tailgate food. That'll be Thursday and Friday. So you'll be able to live vicariously through us with our Traeger grills. Yes, Eden?
I learned something so interesting about Chad earlier this morning.
And that is?
It's probably one of the best gifts you can be given his line of work.
Okay.
You know how when you cut onions, it makes your eyes water?
Yeah.
Doesn't for him. Doesn't bother him at all.
Because?
I don't know. Just the way he was born.
Oh, I thought you learned how to not have your eyes water.
No, it just doesn't bother him. He's able to cut onion after onion without it making his eyes water. It's never bothered him.
I have walked in to my kitchen, and my daughter had goggles on, so her eyes wouldn't water.
Like she just won the National League pennant?
Yeah, she was, they were celebrating. Oh, she was James Worthy or Kareem in the kitchen cutting onions here. All right, 877-3DP Show, email address dp@danpatrick.com. Twitter handle is at DP Show. We are Danette down. McLovin is en route. We had a lot of rain and some road closings, but McLovin is still texting and tweeting and emailing on the road. I think he's stopped in traffic.
I wouldn't say we're down, Dan.
Wow. Wow.
Zing!
902.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. All right. That just means more lifting for Fritzy in the back row.
That's fine.
Actually,
No, that's not.
He's never lifted.
No, he lifted a long time ago. Yeah, that's how you got those.
I'll do a set of bicep curls once in a while. Just so
How big are your biceps,
I
by
have
the way?
no idea, but everything else is big in the wrong way, so it doesn't matter.
We should measure your biceps, because I got to believe they're about, 19 inches all the way around?
I've had a nice run.
Like
It's
20?
A little softer than it used to be.
They're still impressive arms. Those are NFL arms.
Yeah, but then as you work your way down, it's like, oh, that's the guy that used to lift. I'm that guy. That's the guy that looked like he used to work out a long time ago.
Yeah, Paul.
Fritzy's body looks like a funhouse mirror. Like the arms are huge and the shoulders are minuscule. The arms are minuscule. He's got kind of a midsection that's big, but then his legs are like little pins.
Yeah, there's like a deformity thing. I didn't work out the right way for many years, and this is what happens.
We're going to have a play of the day, stat of the day, and a poll question, all of that forthcoming. We'll check in with Peter King, NBC Sports. We'll take a look at college football. Big schedule starting tonight. And college football is basically going from 0 to 60 over the next 5 days, which is going to be great. Starts tonight. You got number 4 Ohio State against Minnesota. Number 10 North Carolina plays Virginia Tech on Friday. Then we have 5 showdowns between ranked teams on Saturday. Penn State, Wisconsin, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Texas, Miami, Alabama, Georgia, Clemson. And with no NFL, Notre Dame plays Sunday against Florida State. Ole Miss takes on Louisville Monday night. I feel bad for the non-football fans in your house because they're going to take a back seat over the next week or next 3 months The opening weekend is usually good for a shocking result or two because we're not quite sure how good these teams are. And there's going to be a team or two that comes out of nowhere. There's going to be somebody that we rank too high. But we also risk overreacting. How many times do we hand out that Heisman Trophy in September? And then all of a sudden, you move on to somebody else in October. College football has arrived. Big splash starting the season. So plan accordingly. I mentioned that you have Ohio State and Minnesota. The Citadel versus Coastal Carolina. Weber State versus Utah. Southern Utah versus Arizona State. Utah's ranked. Arizona State is ranked. Coastal Carolina is ranked. And so is the Ohio State. Yes, Paul.
You know what my 5-star special of the weekend is?
5-star special?
Yeah. Not for betting, just for interest. LSU is ranked 16th. UCLA is not ranked, but they're 1-0. LSU is only a 3-point favorite at UCLA. If UCLA wants to start a season well, this is it. They could be 2-0. It's not even a weekend. They beating LSU week 1. Yeah, they got to go through a nice schedule, but they don't have a lot of toughies.
I was surprised that I think it started out as 4. Now it's gone down to 3. But UCLA favored over LSU. And I think LSU might have the best player in the country. I don't think he's going to win the Heisman, but Derek Stingley Jr., the cornerback, I think he's a top 5 pick, and I've felt that since he was a freshman. I thought that Coach Ed Orgeron was going to use him both ways, that he would have him on offense and defense, and maybe you'd get him up there for the Heisman Trophy. But I know that LSU will have some skilled position players, that's for sure, but UCLA at home against LSU. All right, who's handling the poll question honors here?
McLovin sent a few in from the under a viaduct, he said, whatever that means. If you're a Jets fan and Tony Romo says Zach Wilson is the next Aaron Rodgers, you are nervous, excited. I guess Romo is gushing over Zach Wilson.
Yes, he says that he would put him up there with Patrick Mahomes, that he could be one of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the league. I mean, yes, he can be. Question is, will he? It feels like when Tony Romo co-signs on something that, we go, okay, yeah. Chris Collinsworth says something, we go, all right. All right, yeah, that's fine. I mean, Tony thinks Zach Wilson is the next Aaron Rodgers. I'd be excited. Yeah, I'd be all right with that.
Here's the other poll question.
All right.
Would you take for the national championship, if you had to bet, Alabama, Ohio State, and Clemson, or the field? Now, McLovin left Oklahoma out of there, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Alabama, Ohio State, and Clemson, or the entire field?
I think I would have to take one of those 3 out of there. It'd have to be Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson. You could have your pick of those. 2 of those 3. I think that would be the interesting part here. Because Alabama is the favorite, then Clemson, then Ohio State. I'm giving you the top 3. I'd have to have you drop one of those. I'm not sure which one that you would. Oh man, Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson. I guess I'd feel good about Clemson because it feels like Clemson is they're going to breeze through the ACC. At least they should. Now North Carolina's good. I don't know how good Florida State is. We'll figure that out against Notre Dame coming up this weekend. Ohio State, it feels like Penn State's good. Wisconsin's good. Indiana's going to be competitive again. Might be Iowa. Alabama. I'd probably say Alabama and Clemson just to be safe with those. Any other poll questions that we want to look at? By the way, you can watch this program on Peacock. That's our streaming partner. Download the app. And we say good morning to our great radio affiliates around the country, part of the Fox Sports Radio lineup and iHeartRadio. Yes, Paulie.
McLovin gave an update. He'll be in 35 minutes. He broke free from the closed roads.
Oh.
That's what the update is now.
All right. Lots of new gear available at danpatrick.com. You can win the tailgate. T-shirts, hats, even dog biscuits. Go to danpatrick.com, check out the store, and while you're there, be sure to sign up for our newsletter. This program brought to you by the great folks at Simply Safe. Simply Safe has been keeping you safe at home for 15 years now with Simply Safe. There's always somebody there who has your back to keep you safe. Save 20% on your Simply Safe security system and get your first month free. Go to simplysafedan.com. A couple other items here. This Ben Simmons story is not going away. Joel Embiid has now picked this time to come out and say, hey, I want Ben back. I think this sounds like maybe somebody from the front office said, hey, Joel, I mean, we got to boost Ben Simmons' stock a little bit. We got to make it seem like we really want him back. If we're going to trade him and we're going to ask for all of this, then we got to have everybody on board that, of course, we want Ben Simmons back. Because I don't believe Joel Embiid wants Ben Simmons back. If you said, hey, Joel, do you want Dame Lillard or do you want Ben Simmons? Yeah, that's what I thought. Ben Simmons is a fantastically flawed player. And by that, I mean he's very talented. It's just he can't do something so basic like shoot a free throw. You can do all the other things. But nobody should be surprised that Ben Simmons can't shoot. We're surprised that he doesn't want to shoot. Because back at LSU, when I first saw him, I thought that he had been shooting with the wrong hand. And I still feel that. When I watched him, I went, I think he might be right-handed. Although his form is not bad, Ben Simmons, to me, is not going to play for Philadelphia. But you have a month to go before, we start training camp. And that's what I think is the interesting part of this, is we need to kind of boost him up a little bit because we're asking a lot here. Yeah, Paul.
If you're Joel Embiid, why not go the other way and say, hey, I want to play with players who want to be here. All the best. He just said he doesn't want to play with you and your franchise anymore. And you are the franchise player.
Okay, but Joel Embiid is the one who talked about the turning point in the series against the Hawks, and it was Ben passing up a dunk, didn't want to get fouled, didn't want to go to the line. Doc Rivers has publicly stated he doesn't know if he can win a championship with Ben Simmons. Why would Ben Simmons want to go back to Philadelphia? Instead of Philadelphia saying, hey, we will work this together because we have somebody who is unique. He's an all-star, great defensive player. That's the guy that we want leading our team. If you truly felt that, you wouldn't have waited 4 months to back Ben Simmons. Like, why now? Why now? Because maybe nobody's making any offers for Ben Simmons. Maybe, Joel, just tweet something. Say something nice. Because you don't want to get stuck with him. And they want a whole lot in return. And there's already, proposed trades out there. Sacramento Kings know what Philadelphia wants. And they've already said, no, we're not going to trade, De'Aaron Fox. So there's already trade proposals back and forth. I don't think you're going to get Dame Lillard. C.J. McCollum from the Blazers, you can get him. But I don't think you're getting Dame Lillard. All right, a couple other things. The Dolphins have come out, and, of course, they're going to back Tua. Well, they're backing Tua because they can't get Deshaun Watson. But, Brian Flores gets asked every single day about, hey, Coach, who's your quarterback? Here's his first answer.
I will say that Tua is our quarterback. I think he's at a good training camp. I think he's made a lot of progress. I think he's made a lot of improvement. And, we're pleased with where he is. He's going about his preparations for New England the way he should be. And that's where we are as a team.
Okay, and then the next question.
So I know you said what you said about Tua. Is he going to be your week one starter?
Yes. I don't know if I can be more clear. I mean, I don't know how many times you want to say it, I don't know how much more clear I can be here. Tua's a starter. I mean, do I need to say it again? I mean, I will.
Okay.
Just to clarify, Coach, start of the season.
Yeah.
Going to
Week one starter.
In that first clip, he didn't say week one starter. He said he's our quarterback. So, yes, of course he's your quarterback.
Technically.
Yes, he's your quarterback.
I had a source tell me this morning Miami still has interest in Deshaun Watson. That they're saying all the right things because they have to say all the right things. Like what else would you be saying? Unless you do what Sean McVay did with Jared Goff. He's our quarterback for now. Oh, okay. That's not good. Brian Flores didn't go, yeah, Tua's our quarterback for now. Yeah, Paul.
The Bears tweeted out a picture of Andy Dalton with QB1 7 days before they drafted Justin Fields. You're their quarterback until the moment you're not, until the moment they think they could upgrade.
Which quarterback is most likely to stick with his team long term? If I said Tua, Jameis, Jalen Hurts, Derek Carr.
Ooh, Carr.
Daniel Jones, Carson Wentz, Jared Goff. Well, I guess we got to define long term. If I say 3 years from now, is this quarterback still with his team? Tua, no. Jameis, maybe. Jalen Hurts, no. Derek Carr. They like him. John Gruden always likes the quarterback who's not his quarterback, it feels like. Daniel Jones in New York. Boy, that one might be the best one. Carson Wentz in Indy. I'm going to say yes. Jared Goff in Detroit. I'm going to say no. If Daniel Jones plays well, then they got to re-sign him. Man.
But if he plays average, he gets the Trubisky treatment.
Yeah. Wow. You could probably make a case to say none of these quarterbacks are going to be with these teams long term. It takes a special quarterback to be with a team long term now. Because it feels like everybody can be replaced. I mean, Alex Smith was a Pro Bowler, and I think they were 12-4, and they were like, yeah, by the way, we drafted Patrick Mahomes. Right? Josh Rosen, you got 1 year behind a bad offensive line. Let me see what you can do. Oh, sorry. So we're going to take Kyler Murray. If you get a top 5 pick, first thing you're doing is, do we replace our quarterback here? I mean, look at the Falcons with Matt Ryan. We thought maybe they were going to take a quarterback there. Instead, they took Kyle Pitts. I have not heard much about Kyle Pitts.
He had a play in the preseason where he caught the ball in the flat and ran over like 3 dudes and ran past 3 dudes. And it's one of those like moments.
Okay.
Other than that, that's all I got.
Okay.
It's kind of, remember that Jeremy Shockey play when he was a rookie? He ran over like 8 dudes. His career highlight was his rookie year.
Preseason game against San Francisco, I think.
No offense.
Packers and Saints relocating to Jacksonville. We'll talk about that. Also, some Deshaun Watson news as well. 17 after the hour. We're just getting started. Dan and the Danettes, Dan Patrick Show. DraftKings is ready. Are you ready for DraftKings? Because football is here. No better place to get in on all the action than DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL. As the season is approaching, DraftKings is your one-stop shop. DraftKings is giving all new players a free shot at $1 million during week 1. If you haven't tried DraftKings yet, I hope you tried it during the preseason. Get you ready for the regular season. Test your strategy. It's simple. You pick your lineup, stay under the salary cap. You see how your team stacks up against the competition. Also, perfecting your daily fantasy skills. Don't forget to check out DraftKings free-to-play pools where there's even more cash up for grabs. Go to the app now. The DraftKings app is ready for you to download. Use the code Patrick for a limited time. New players get a free shot at millions of dollars during week 1. Don't miss out on the action. Enter code Patrick, free shot at millions of dollars in prizes with your first deposit. That's code Patrick only at DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. Thanks for listening to the Dan Patrick Show podcast. Be sure to catch us live every weekday morning, 9 until noon Eastern, 6 to 9 Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. And you can find us on the iHeartRadio app at FSR or stream us live on the Peacock app.
It's crazy how much we have to pay for outdated, impersonal healthcare. And even crazier that we all just accept it. It's time to face facts. Healthcare is backwards. Luckily, there's Forward, a new approach to primary care that's surprisingly personal and refreshingly straightforward. Forward never makes you feel like just another patient. Backed by top-rated doctors and the latest tech, Forward gives you access to personalized care whenever you need it. Using in-depth genetic analysis and real-time blood work, Forward's top-rated doctors provide you with in-depth insights to better understand your genetics, mental, and physical health. They then create custom, easy-to-understand plans to help guide you to achieving long-term health. With Forward, you get unlimited in-person visits with your doctor and access to care anytime via the Forward app, all for one flat monthly fee. It's time to stop accepting backwards healthcare and start moving your health forward. Visit GoForward.com today to learn more. That's GoForward.com.
It's time to upgrade your fantasy football league for free. Welcome to Sleeper, a modern commissioner-friendly platform where you and your friends can customize your fantasy league with ease. Sleeper's drafts allow you to start anytime, pause, and undo any pick. Sleeper is fast with instant live scoring. It's flexible. Managers can do multi-team trades. And Sleeper is social. Its built-in league chat lets you comment on the latest pickups, trades, and top weekly performers. Download Sleeper from the app or Google Play Store and switch your league over. It's time to upgrade your fantasy football league for free. Welcome to Sleeper, a modern commissioner-friendly platform where you and your friends can customize your fantasy league with ease. Sleeper's drafts allow you to start anytime, pause, and undo any pick. Sleeper is fast with instant live scoring. It's flexible. Managers can do multi-team trades. And Sleeper is social. Its built-in league chat lets you comment on the latest pickups, trades, and top weekly performers. Download Sleeper from the app or Google Play Store and switch your league over.
This program brought to you by Mercedes-Benz Vans. They go far beyond. From their customization options, cutting-edge tech, 5-star sales service, financial support crew, Mercedes-Benz Vans. Built, equipped, and engineered to be ready for anything. Go the extra mile, taking the all-important first step into an authorized dealership today. Paulie says he might have an interesting poll question.
This is a college football-related poll, specifically to college football.
All right.
If you could only attend one, the game, the tailgate. So you're going to whatever college football game you got scheduled this weekend. You can either tailgate all day and then you have to split and watch it at a bar, home, wherever, or you miss the tailgate, show up at kickoff, and you just get to go to the game.
I would say the game, because just about anything I can do with the tailgate, I can probably do when I go to the game.
Inside, though, it's hard to eat well and drink well inside a college football game. Not a lot of legal beer sales in college football.
How many places serve beer in college football?
Not a lot if it's a campus field, or at least it used to be a rule if it's a campus field.
Yes, Todd.
I think you got to go tailgate. You throw the football around. You're hanging out next to all the RVs and all these fancy colors and logos and flags, and you're barbecuing. You can kind of stretch out. You can have a little TV or radio to kind of follow what's going on with the game while you're pigging out on your favorite foods.
I know there's a lot of people who agree with you. If I'm going to the game, I'm going to the game. If you said, okay, Ohio State, Michigan, great tailgate, and then you're going to stay outside?
What about Ohio, Western Michigan? I'm going to tweak it a little bit. So it's not a couple top 25s. Ohio Bobcats against, is it Western Michigan Broncos? I should know this.
We went to a Harvard-Yale game, and I said, let's go inside, ready for kickoff. And nobody wanted to go inside.
Yeah, you were on an island.
I know. And I went inside, and I realized I was just about on an island. Nobody was in there. And I go, it's Yale and Harvard.
It's a battle.
Everybody was outside, in their plaid blankets and their vests and tweed jackets. I call me old school. I'd rather go see the game. All right, 877-3DP Show, email address dp@danpatrick.com. John McClain from the Houston Chronicle had a tweet. Deshaun Watson will never take another snap with the Texans. He wants out. They want to accommodate him and will when somebody makes the team an offer that they want. John McClain goes on to say, I imagine his best chance to get what he wants is close to the 2022 draft. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. That there was all this talk a couple of days ago. Oh, my gosh, they're fielding calls for Watson. And I thought, okay, who's ponying up for this? Do they know if he's going to play? Do they know when he's going to play? Do they want him to play? What I was told this morning by a source is the Texans are basically spending $10 million, just over $10 million to tank. That's what they have to pay Deshaun Watson to not play for them. Because they're a bad team with him. They're the worst team in football without him. If you're going to pay him to not play, he's healthy, and he's one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. But the Texans are going to accommodate him. What if the Texans said, hey, you're healthy. We want you to play. You haven't been charged. We want you to go in and play, and then we'll pay you. And then if he refuses, then you fine him. Then I can suspend him without pay. If he doesn't want to play, all right. Like that's where I was told, a source said, they're paying $10 million to Tank. Like, he's a great quarterback. We don't want you to play. He doesn't want to play. We still haven't heard from the NFL, and I don't know if the NFL is going to wait until after, the legal system runs its course here. But my guess is next year, after all of this somehow is settled, then you're going to find the trade market for him, which makes the most sense. If I'm Miami and I want him, okay, what am I giving you? Well, you're not going to give me what you would give me next April. And I got other teams that now will get involved in this, because there will be other teams. Once Deshaun Watson, this is settled one way or another, unless he goes to prison, you're going to give more. Yes, Eden.
So do we know then at this point if the Texans aren't playing Deshaun Watson or Deshaun Watson won't play for the Texans? Like right now where we stand, are they sitting him or is he sitting himself?
I don't know that. And, the more I ask my source, and my source said, you're being reasonable talking about an unreasonable organization.
Because or it might be an unreasonable organization, but I just find the audacity of someone in Deshaun Watson's place to still be like, yeah, I know all this is going on, and I'm still not playing for you guys. That is fascinating. You know what? Yeah, I know. I got all of this other stuff going on, and nobody will trade for me, and I still won't play for you guys. I'd rather sit and wait until you can finally get rid of me. That's amazing.
Because the Texans would have every right to say, suit up and play. And then he would say, I'm not playing for you. I don't want to play for this organization ever again. Okay, well, then we're going to fine you. And then what's his legal recourse after that? He refuses to play. Yeah, Paulie.
I just checked the Texans' official depth chart. Tyrod Taylor's first string, David Mills is second string. Deshaun Watson is listed as third string. Why is he listed at third string? He hasn't been charged with anything. He's not suspended. He's completely eligible to play. At least officially. I don't know if behind the scenes he's eligible to play.
But we're 10 days away from the start of the season for the Texans. Like this, it's still one of those stories where you go, okay, he's going to play or they're going to trade him. Well, my source said Miami is interested, but they're only interested in what they're willing to give now. It's not full value, and he's not going to be cleared anytime soon. What is the rush to trade for him unless you're trying to get him at a bargain basement price? Well, the Texans realize this. I'd say they're not stupid, but then I don't know if they're not stupid. But if you're Miami and you're going, what do we need to give you? Oh, you want 4 1s and you want 2 2s? All right, we're going to give you 3 1s and 1 2. But also what's happening with the Texans is, they know that there's language here. Teams are going to trade you something, and then they go, well, hey, if he gets charged, if he gets suspended, if he goes to jail, like all these things, they want contingency plans, that clauses based on these draft picks. And, the Texans don't want to do that. Like, they want to get rid of Deshaun Watson and be done with Deshaun Watson, not go, let me see, he has to play a certain number of snaps. He's only going to play X number of games. Therefore, it's like what the Eagles did with Carson Wentz when, what are we going to get in return? How many games is he going to play? And then that increases our draft pick, or we get a higher draft pick. Yeah, Paul.
If you're Deshaun Watson and you maintain your innocence, which he and his lawyer completely have, they said they're completely innocent of these accusations. Wouldn't you demand to play? Wouldn't you want to play? Why would you hide out? Why would you refuse to play for this team? I know you're getting paid, but you want to lose it. He's already lost one season due to injury. You want to lose another prime season, or do you not care?
Yes, Eden.
But maybe I'm getting my timeline mixed up, but even before all of these allegations came out, he was already telling them he wanted out, right?
This is back in January.
Yeah, so he's never gotten off that line of, I want to leave here and I don't want to play here anymore, regardless of whatever else has happened since then.
And based off of that, the Texans should have traded him. Now, I know that you can say this is revisionist history or armchair quarterback, Monday morning quarterback. They didn't know this was happening. Just based off that, he doesn't want to be with the organization. All right, I can trade you. You don't want to be here? I'll trade you. But now you have this that goes along with this, everything else, that he doesn't want to be here, and you have this legal quagmire, and now you can't trade him. Or at least you can't trade him and get what you think you deserve. He is a legitimate top 5, maybe top 3 quarterback. His stats for a bad team were incredible. Deshaun Watson had an unbelievable year for a team that was bad. You got his stats, Paulie?
Yes, 16 games. They were 4-12. He was a 70% passer, best of his career. 5,000 yards, best of his career. 33 touchdowns and only 7 picks.
Yes,
on one of the worst teams in football.
He was unbelievable. Yes, Todd.
On top of all the legal stuff, if they continue to ask for unrealistic things, then that's just yet another brick of why they're not going to be able to trade him. Because from what we've heard, teams that are interested in dealing with him, and they're not going to, give him all that stuff that they're asking for in return for Deshaun.
I don't want an average offer. I don't want a medium offer. I want a great offer, a true offer for Deshaun Watson. But that's not going to happen till after February, it feels like. Unless somebody is willing to, if the Texans are willing to take less or somebody's willing to give more than what they've offered. And the Dolphins are interested in Deshaun Watson, even though Brian Flores has said, Tua's my quarterback. Well, of course he's your quarterback for now. Jared Goff was the Rams quarterback until Matthew Stafford became available. Jimmy Garoppolo, the Niners quarterback, until they traded up to get Trey Lance. That's how this works. Andy Dalton, he's our quarterback until we draft Justin Fields. They're all interchangeable. And maybe it's not fair to Tua Tagovailoa. They did shrink the playbook when he came in. He wasn't consistent. He wasn't comfortable. He's admitted that. But that's a good team. You win 10 games. And I love that matchup, week 1. Dolphins, Patriots, Mac Jones, Tua Tagovailoa. And I do think the Patriots are making the playoffs. I do. I think they are. I think they're going to be a very good team. No. I think that, you know what you have in Mac Jones. You know his strengths and his weaknesses. He knows his strengths and his weaknesses. You didn't have that in Cam Newton. You weren't quite sure which Cam was going to show up each weekend. How's the arm? Is it accurate? Are we going to do this with our legs? Now you have a blueprint, a game plan that you've had for 20 years with Tom Brady. You got a good offensive line. You got 2 good tight ends. You got good running backs. You got depth there. And you get these players who sat out last year. And all of a sudden that defense feels like it'll be formidable as well. And look, I know Miami's good, and we know Buffalo is a Super Bowl contender, but and maybe the Jets are improved, but I think the Patriots are a playoff team. Absolutely. All right, what's the poll question we're going to settle on?
As of right now, it's if you could only go to one, the tailgate of the game for college football. A lot of people saying I got to know what the matchup is, like you said.
Well, yeah, I mean, there are times when you go to a game and the game is not as exciting as the tailgate was or as interesting, but I'm still going to the game. Yes, Eden.
And what if we're going with a non-exciting game, probably the tailgate would be non-exciting as well.
Oh, not necessarily.
Well, no, because we kind of have to balance it out. Why do we get to have this amazing tailgate and spread and a crappy football game and choose between the two?
Okay, Paulie, your answer?
So you're saying a subpar game with a good tailgate?
Well, I mean, it's not as great as you're thinking, perhaps. It's not like Chad is coming in from Traeger and cooking for that tailgate.
Fair point. Okay, Louisiana, Texas this week is actually a good game and a good tailgate.
They'd have good food there.
Yeah, it's in Texas, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So you need something like a big line. Okay, Florida Atlantic at Florida. FAU is getting 23 and a hook.
FAU, right back.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why FU?
F. Scott Fitzgerald. Why
what did he ever do?
How's that line going, Todd?
What's Scott Fitzgerald ever do to you?
Yeah.
You just said F. Scott Fitzgerald.
F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Fritzy, you froze up. That was T-ball.
I was trying to remember exactly how it was set up by Mila Kunis, but I thought that was hysterical.
Well said.
Thank you. Oh, look who's here. McLovin is here.
Yay! Made it.
Yeah. Yeah. How's the last 2 hours of your life?
Oh, really fun. But I pulled a power play. I was talking to a very nice fireman who was blocking the road because of a flood. I told him, hey, the Traegers are fired up. I got to get to work right now. And he asked me what I did. I told him all about the show. He goes, all right, you got to go down this one-way street the wrong way, and then you can get back to the road. So we had a fan who let me through.
All right. I respect that. Well, it's good to have you. We'll have to send him some gear. Yes, Seton.
That's classic. That's a good move, Andy.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty crazy out there. I don't know what your guys' night was like. I'm sure you've discussed, but it was wild.
Did you see the New York subways?
Yeah, the water gushing in.
Man, people had videos that they posted. It almost looks like you're in Venice. Like you would see a gondola going down the tracks. Yeah, see.
And there was just this video I saw from Philadelphia, actually, too. What is it, Andrew? What's the river? The Schuylkill? Schuylkill?
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. It was some crazy rivers flooded over like nuts. It's crazy.
The Schuylkill was flooding over in Manioc?
The Schuylkill. That's just, look at the way that's spelled, and it's not possible.
It's got 17 consonants.
Schuylkill. It's got too many C, K's, S's, and Y's, and L's. Schuylkill.
Well, there's always L's in Philadelphia.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so for the mean-spirited, the guy's been in traffic for 8 hours. All right, so this weekend, Dan, you got Kent State at Texas A&M. The line is like 30. If you're at the tailgate, are you going in? You have to stay at the tailgate or go into that game. You're an A&M fan. This is probably going to be an easy one. No offense, Kent State.
Well, you kind of want to go in because it's the first game of the season. If this was the third game of the season and you're playing Kent State, then you might want to stay. I went to a South Carolina game with Darius Rucker, and Darius has this unbelievable tailgate setup. He's got one of those train cars that you park, and then they refurbished it, and he's got his Traeger grill there. I mean, it's really spectacular. They were like, come on, you ready to go in? And I wasn't ready to go into the game. Even though it was South Carolina, and there's a lot of sights to see in South Carolina football game, but I said, I'm good here. I mean, we can stay and watch the game if you want to. Yeah, Paulie.
Tulane at Oklahoma. The line's 31.5. The game got moved to Norman. If you're at the tailgate, you may stay at the tailgate.
Let's take a break. Play of the day is up next. Phone calls. Peter King from NBC Sports will join us, see if he can answer these questions on the Packers and Saints relocating to Jacksonville and also the Deshaun Watson situation. That'll be coming up next hour. Take a break. Back after this. Thanks for listening to the Dan Patrick Show podcast. Be sure to catch us live every weekday morning, 9 until noon Eastern, 6 to 9 Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. And you can find us on the iHeartRadio app at FSR or stream us live on the Peacock app.
Hey, this is Jason McIntyre. Join me every weekday morning on my podcast, Straight Fire with Jason McIntyre. This isn't your typical sports pod pushing the same tired narratives down your throat every day. Straight Fire gives you honest opinions on all the biggest sports headlines, accurate stats to help you win big at the sportsbook, and all the best guests. Do yourself a favor and listen to Straight Fire with Jason McIntyre on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Disney Plus. Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus? Stream all your favorites with the Disney Bundle. Disney Plus has Loki and Luca. On Hulu, watch originals like American Horror Story and 9 Perfect Strangers. And ESPN Plus has every match of Spain's thrilling La Liga. Get the Disney Bundle today for only $13.99. Includes Hulu ad-supported plan. Access content from each service separately. Terms apply. See thedisneybundle.com for details.
The stories that are affecting the Black community are being covered on the Black Information Network. Not a show or a podcast, BIN is a 24/7 news network covering stories from a Black perspective. Listen to the Black Information Network on the iHeartRadio app and get news for and by the Black community. Anywhere, anytime. Keeping you informed, keeping you engaged. the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Okay, audience, do you love trivia? Do you love the hit podcast Stuff You Should Know? Then you'll love the new Trivial Pursuit game, Stuff You Should Know Edition. With 600 questions from the hugely popular Stuff You Should Know podcast, this game is packed with weird and unbelievable trivia inspired by topics on the show. You'll be challenged by brain-busting questions in 6 fascinating categories, including myths, legends, and conspiracies. And SYSK selects a mix of topics handpicked by podcast hosts Josh and Chuck. It's perfect for 3 to 6 players and adults from ages 16 to 116. If you love the Stuff You Should Know podcast, or you're just curious about the world, grab your copy of the Trivial Pursuit game, Stuff You Should Know Edition today, wherever you get your favorite board games.
Oh my God!
The play. The play's gonna play of the day.
Runner left side, got it!
We're gonna play it and play it. This is the play of the day.
Check this out. Tyler has the snap, play fake, sets to throw, looking, lofting into the end zone, far side, and caught for the touchdown. Garrett Prince makes the grab, gets the feet down, and UAB strikes quickly here in the third.
That's courtesy of WJOX 94.5 in Birmingham. Blazers roll up 500 yards of offense, earning their biggest shutout win since blanking Rice, 42-0 back in 2018. That's your play of the day. Play of the day is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Make sure you upgrade to a Dollar Shave Club 6-blade razor. Get an extra close shave thanks to their 6 precision-cut stainless steel blades. Find your perfect shave wherever you shop, in-store, online, dollarshaveclub.com, dollarshaveclub.com. This from John McClain of the Houston Chronicle. Fritzy reached out and wanted to know, are the Texans currently not letting Deshaun Watson play, or is Deshaun refusing to play for them? John McClain responds, Deshaun playing hasn't been an option since March. He's demanding to be traded, and they'll accommodate him when somebody meets their price. Nothing has changed since March. His legal problems are unprecedented because of the volume and the investigations. They're content to pay him and keep him on the roster until the time comes when somebody meets the GM's price. I wrote in March and have written in every column and story since the price. Since then, the price is 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. That hasn't changed. Makes the most sense to wait until before the draft, when more teams will need quarterbacks after watching their guys this season. But I don't know if he's actually going to be there in street clothes. Where is Deshaun Watson on game day? He's getting paid $10 million this year, I believe, to not play. And as my source told me earlier this morning, the Texans are basically spending $10 million to tank. Like, all right, you don't want to play? We're going to keep you until we can get a better offer. No need to trade you right now. And that's why there were reports that came out where, yes, we know it's 3 first-rounders and 2 second-rounders. But as John McClain says, that's been there. That hasn't changed. Well, the Dolphins would like to change that, what the Texans want. They don't want to give up 3 first rounds and 2 second-round picks right now for Deshaun Watson. Yeah, Paul.
Leagues are always against tanking, right? Every commissioner says you can't tank. Leaving one of the top 5 quarterbacks in football off your starting roster when he's healthy and eligible to play, that seems like the ultimate tank.
But I don't know if the commissioner can say you got to play that guy. If Deshaun Watson doesn't want to play and the Texans don't want to play him.
But the NBA gets mad when you leave a guy off for one game with an ankle injury that's not real. They may leave a healthy quarterback who's totally eligible to play this year off the roster. That's tanking, clearly.
I know.
But if he's listed as their third stringer, and most teams never have to play their third stringer, they just look like bad business people because they pay their third string quarterback too much money. And now you're not leaving anybody off anything. Oh, he's not dressing today because he's third string and he's the practice squad guy, but we just happen to overpay him.
You can do that. This is what Mark Cuban said, that when it comes to tanking, you can play your secondary players, and they're still going to play hard. and you say, hey, I want to see what we have with these guys. I want to see if they're going to make the roster next year. You can have organizational lineup tanking. And if you're the Texans, you want the number one pick. You're probably going to take a quarterback. And you reset the clock when it comes to the financial aspect of this, and it makes sense for them. But I was just surprised that you have somebody who says, I don't want to play for this team anymore. And then you didn't trade him. And you could have had a market for him prior to the draft. Certainly in January when he said he didn't want to play for this team. And John McClain's right. John has been writing this for how many months now? Nothing has changed. Zero. But you have NFL insiders, people close to a source who's close to a source, trying to say something here, garner clicks. Nothing's changed. And there's a reason nothing's changed. Because nothing has changed with Deshaun Watson's situation. He's not going to be deposed until February. And then the commissioner's not going to do anything until the legal system runs its course. And then he's probably going to get suspended for 8 games. You're going to trade for him, and you're probably going to start the first half of the season without him. That's probably what's going to happen. Let's see. Derek in Michigan. Hey, Derek, what's on your mind today?
Hey, Dan, I just wanted to respond to the poll question. I don't know what the ground rules are, but going to the tailgate is way better than going to the game. The bathroom lines, Fritz, you'd appreciate that. Watching the people that get kicked out of the game or can't make it into the game, that's pretty comical. The food, everything. I go with the tailgate.
All right. Well, thank you, Derek. I don't know. I guess I'm in the minority here. I am going to watch a football game. If you said I was going to go to West Point, which I plan to do within the next month, I got to pick a game to go. And all I was going to do is stay out and tailgate and not go in, no matter who they're playing. I mean, first of all, it's as good a pregame as you'll ever see. When the cadets come marching in, it is awesome. It's spectacular. Now, that I would not miss. Maybe you miss the game, that I would not miss the pregame at a West Point game. Yeah, Paul.
Army football hosts Western Kentucky, UConn, Miami, Ohio.
That was the one I circled, Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, late. Leaves will be changing just a little bit. Wake Forest, late October. Pure foliage time. On the Hudson?
Axle foliage.
Oh, man.
Yes, Todd.
Demon Deacons at the Army, that's pretty strong. I think you got to, right around Halloween time, that's a good time.
Thank you, Todd. Yes, McClellan.
I got maybe slightly bad news. I'm coming this time to Army. I am going to this tailgate with you guys.
I don't know if I'm going to go. I don't know if I can.
Ooh, Army at Wisconsin this year, October 16th. That's a first half cover.
Is this one where you guys aren't going to tell me and then it's like, I'm going to find out?
No, because I told my wife, I said, look, I'm going to go to a West Point game. And then she said, are we going with everybody? And I said, well, we don't have to. And she said, well, no, it's fine. I was just curious if the Danettes are going to go. Then she said, who do you think would go? I go, well, Paulie would definitely go. I don't know if the back row would go, but I'm gonna put that.
Who wouldn't want to go check out Army and see the whole pomp and circumstance there?
You
think so?
You're not going.
I would consider doing that.
That's a hard no.
That's a non-committal, maybe, possibly. I would think about it.
But I don't know if I want you to go.
You may not want me to
I know.
go. It's the whole "I love you, but I don't like you" thing.
Like what are you offering?
Not a lot. Would I be a buzzkill to be there? Would you go
don't
that
bring
strong?
food and you don't drink, and they're just going to be a bunch of mock headlines, limericks, and corny one-liners.
Yeah, little pithy comments that you don't need to hear. You deal with that Monday through Friday.
Yeah. I don't have to be reminded. Seton, would you go to West Point?
Yeah. Yeah, I would go. It depends on if my kid's got a game or not.
Yeah. We'll check in with Peter King. Got some questions to ask him. Packers Saints relocate to Jacksonville and Deshaun Watson's situation as well. Back after this. One more item as we close out hour one. Simply Safe Home Security says it all right there in the name. Simple to set up, and you will feel safe. Simply Safe has been making people feel safe for 15 years now. A passion to protect people not only drives every engineering detail in its products, but motivates every interaction with its customers. And the thing is, Simply Safe makes it easy. It takes about 2 minutes to customize a system on the website. Go to simplysafedan.com. Highly trained security experts ready whenever you need them, whether it's during a fire, burglary, medical emergency, or you're just trying to set up the system. There's always somebody there on the other end of the phone. As a listener, you can save 20% on your Simply Safe home security system and get your first month free when you sign up for interactive monitoring services. All you do is visit simplysafedan.com to customize your system. Should take you a couple minutes to do that, and you're going to start protecting your home and your family right away. That's simplysafedan.com.
It's time to upgrade your fantasy football league for free. Welcome to Sleeper, a modern commissioner-friendly platform where you and your friends can customize your fantasy league with ease. Sleeper's drafts allow you to start anytime, pause, and undo any pick. Sleeper is fast with instant live scoring. It's flexible. Managers can do multi-team trades, and Sleeper is social. Its built-in league chat lets you comment on the latest pickups, trades, and top weekly performers. Download Sleeper from the app or Google Play Store and switch your league over.
The stories that are affecting the black community are being covered on the Black Information Network. Not a show or a podcast, BIN is a 24/7 news network covering stories from a black perspective. Listen to the Black Information Network on the iHeartRadio app and get news for and by the black community. Anywhere, anytime. Keeping you informed, keeping you engaged. The Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
I want to get back to kissing the cheeks of my grandbabies, making Sunday dinner with a house full of family and lots of laughs.
COVID-19 has changed how we live and how we feel. But now, there are vaccines. And they are the very first step that let us get back to what we miss most. It's okay to have questions.
Is it safe?
Should I wait? Now, get the facts. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council.